Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Hey y'all, Donnie Keith here, aka Auntie Peaches from the Aunties Radio Show, also on The Voice of Reason. I'm here to say that ever since my man started taking A game, he's been on top of his A game. What? When I say A game, I mean his A game. He's more focused. He's definitely working out more. His attitude is better. And he's not complaining of all over body aches due to poor blood circulation, because A-Game provides great blood circulation, if you know what I mean, ladies. That blood circulation. Sometimes I have to hide the A-Game in the bushes when I'm out walking the dog just because I want some sleep, if you know what I mean, ladies. Stay on top of your A-Game, fellas. Get your A-Game.
Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what are we talking about today? As you can see the title, Black women will believe anything. You'll believe anything. Anything that comes on the idiot box, anything that is promoted. If you see it enough times, you'll believe it. If you read it enough times, you'll believe it. If, some politician or something like that, or radio host, or somebody you like, or actress or celebrity or whomever says something, or a narrative starts getting carried, you'll believe it. You believe anything. This is why we no longer have communities. We have ethnic outposts. And this is why we will continue to have ethnic outposts. We will continue to be destroyed. We will continue to be led astray. We will continue to not have any success. Our children will continue to suffer. Our boys will always be effeminate. Our girls will always end up masculine, living alone, not being able to be fulfilled. The boys will be depressed. They won't be able to be fulfilled. Their mothers will be depressed. They won't be able to be fulfilled. Everyone will be bitter. Everyone will continue to be angry. And we will continue those generational curses without any break in between. And it's because Black women will believe anything. Now, what am I really talking about? I'm talking about the entire scope of what the gynocracy has done to women in regards to men. Because second wave feminism opened the door to a lot of it opened the door to a lot of other things that women couldn't see coming. When you wanted sexual revolution, you didn't know that the rainbow tribe was following closely behind that. You didn't know what kind of trouble your family was going to be in. You didn't know that society was going to break down the way that it has. You didn't know that tea parties would all of a sudden take your place. See, you thought you'd always be the only women, and now you're figuring out that you aren't. And now you're mad. You're mad at all of these various changes, all of these different scenarios now. You're mad about all of these different types of things that you don't understand where they came from. And the reason why you don't understand it is because you are a female and you don't have this. You don't have any of the essences of male nature because you are a female. You don't have any provision, and that's the main one. You're not good problem solvers. You can't protect yourselves properly. And you can't procreate without a man. But the biggest one is that provision. Because see, that's not only all of the material things that you need, but also it's the foresight that you need. And see, how they played you was that they put it where you would take the men and put the men out of your lives, that you would take the men out because you were afraid to be under leadership and you were afraid to be under somebody and have somebody telling you this or telling you that. So they promoted to you ultimate freedom, which you were never under the tyranny of Black men in the first place. But they told you, well, in order to have ultimate freedom as women, you can't have your man around, because as long as men are around, they're going to try to impose order and rules and be controlling and all of this other type of stuff. And you don't need to be controlled. You don't need to have rules and all of these things imposed on you. You're free women. You should be able to act as free women. You should be able to act on your own recognizance, and you should not be have to be beholden to anybody's rule, especially a Black man. So they got you to get the man away from you. And then so that you will never welcome him back, they taught you how to hate him. That's so that you can't put your cover back on. They taught you out of removing your cover, and you did it. And then they taught you out of ever getting it back. Because if I despise that man, I won't invite him back. If I hate him, if I talk about and think about or allow myself to be told about every failure of his, if I allow myself to believe all of the false negative racist narratives about my own counterpart, then I will never invite him back to be the protection. I will never invite him back to be someone who can give me provision. I will never turn to him for problem solving. The only thing that I'll regretfully do is go to him for procreation. And I really don't want to do that, because as soon as I get pregnant, I run him off. So I actually don't want him around for that process either. Even though I say out of my mouth I do, I don't. Because my actions say different. My actions say that I don't want that. But see, they tell you to remove the man out of the provision spot. And that's the biggest spot for women. Because like I said, it's not just the material things, right? So Black women were duped into accepting the material provision from the government. But what about foresight? See, we have to understand that these people understand psychology and the psychology of the human being. And they also understand the nature of men and women. And one of the things that women lack in is foresight, very far-reaching foresight, the ability to see things coming years ahead of time. Because the other part of the nature of women is that we're selfish. So we think about what's happening right now, what's going on in the moment, rather than what's happening in the moment and how that affects me in the future. See, we're not concerned about that, because as long as I don't think it affects me in the future, I'm good. So they got you. Got you. With that feminism, gynocentric mess. And you don't need no man. Got you running around here professing that to yourself, professing that to the future generation of Black girls and women. You don't need no man. I didn't need no man. I turned out fine. You ain't gonna need no man. And what are you denying that you need? You're denying that you need these things. What women cannot give to themselves, what only masculinity can give. So when you say I don't need no man, you're saying you don't need no provisions from nobody, including the government. You're saying that you don't need to have any foresight. You're saying that you don't need to have any help with solving complex issues and problems within your life. You're saying you don't need no protection, but you squawk about it all the time. And you certainly don't need any procreation. Where you getting that from? Right? See, you didn't foresee back in 1962, 63, 65. You didn't foresee 2021 and Tea Party women beating you up in a UFC cage. You didn't foresee that. You didn't foresee them teaching Rainbow Tribe agendas to kindergartners. You didn't foresee that. The women of that time didn't foresee that because their children wasn't going to be in kindergarten in 2021. So they wasn't thinking about the future. They wasn't thinking about how things could play out. And if we open this door, there's a slippery slope that we can actually go down. And do we really want to open this door to go down that road? Because it might seem okay right now, but what about 2 decades from now? What about 2 or 3 generations from now? What is that going to be? What is the time? What if we make these decisions? What kind of world is that going to lead to when my children's children are growing up in this world? See, the women didn't care about that. They didn't give 2 craps about any of that. And because they duped you out of getting the men away from you, men who actually have provision, who will be able to say, no. We can't open that door because this is the harm that could happen, that's most likely to happen if we make these certain decisions. This is why we're denying these certain things, because if we accept them, if we just accept it, if we just believe it, if we just take what we want to take right now and consequences, who cares, then we're going to destroy ourselves and there will be no future us. And men are concerned about that. Legacy, that's called legacy. Women are not concerned about legacy. Women want to have babies because that's what come naturally to us. But we don't have children to have legacy. Men have children to have legacy. Because if women thought about legacy the way Black women so-called run these communities, you'd have generational wealth and you'd have legacy, but women don't do that. Women don't even build that. We don't even think that way. And the enemy know that. He knew that you would not have foresight. He knew that if he took the man away and taught you how to hate him so that you could never bring him back, then he could give you and feed you any kind of narrative, any kind of story, and you'd be okay with it. Because look what he did. He came and taught you that your boys should be girls. And that's exactly what you started doing. That's exactly what you started doing. You're not happy until your boy is emasculated as young as possible so he can grow up and just be a servant to you, but a beta, a weak man. You're not satisfied until your girl is as masculine as she can possibly be. You're not satisfied. They came and told you that twerking outside, all on police cars, all on, was acceptable. And that's what you did. They gave you the narrative that wearing bonnets and slides and dirty clothes outside is something that you should look forward to doing. And that's what you did. So see, they can do anything over social media as long as it look popular, as long as it look like that's the popular opinion, as long as it look like this is what everybody's doing now. I don't want to be outcast. I don't want to be left behind and all that type of stuff. You're going to believe anything that they do because you don't have your cover. You don't have your cover. And you're not going to try to get your cover back because you hate your cover. And as long as you don't have that cover, you are open to any attack. I need y'all to think about that. When you put your shield down and you take your armor off, you become vulnerable. Complaining about how heavy the armor is to lug around, that doesn't mean anything when it's protecting your life. But you complained about the armor being too heavy. So you took it off. Now you're taking all the arrows, all the shots, all the bullets, all the cuts, all the bruises, all the broken bones. You're taking it all. Unabated, uncovered, unprotected, all. So you'll believe anything. You'll believe anything that sounds okay for right now. Because you don't think about the future, because you don't have any foresight. Only men have that. Yours is so limited, you can't see what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't even know that raising your son buck broken is going to have an ill effect on him and the rest of his life and how he interact with men and how he interact with other women. You're not even thinking that far. And those are your children that you raising in real time. And you don't think that far ahead, not even a couple of days. You'll believe anything Zaddy tell you. Anything they bring to you. Because you don't have a cover. And you don't want the cover that's willing to be your cover. Because Zaddy told you that cover was no good. But guess what? Zaddy not coming to cover you either. So you're just exposed to the elements, to anything that come get you. And then you refuse to do what's best for yourself even by adopting a value system that actually works. You refuse that. You will sit somewhere and call a woman like me a pick-me so fast because I'm talking about accountability. I'm talking about your spiritual value all the way down to your wealth and trying to get you to focus on the first 5 because that's where your healing is going to be. That's where the fulfillment is going to be. That's where your womanhood is at. That's where the clarity of your mind and your spirit is located. And then, but you won't accept that because the woman that's telling it to you, you so busy somebody listening to somebody tell you that women like myself are pick-me's and mammies and you're not going to listen. But that's to your detriment. Because the answers are here. The solutions are available to get you out of where you're in. But because you don't have any foresight, you can't see how adopting of the 10 life value system today will help you tomorrow. You don't even understand. You're so busy going with what it is because the media told you tomorrow that women like me were the most desirable women on the planet. You'd be a pick-me tomorrow. That's how easily swayed you are. That's why they got the men out and they got you to keep them out so that they can give you all the blows. All of them. I need you to hear this word, ladies. Anybody within the sound of my voice, I want y'all to pause the screen and copy down this 10 life value system. Put it somewhere where you can see it every day and work on each one of them and see that there's a difference in your life. Because what's been going on has not been working. So how long you gonna work something that don't work? Have at least that little bit of sense. If something ain't been working, how you gonna keep working something that don't work, that's broke? The value system that you operating on right now is broken. It is not good. And you have not gotten any good out of it. Not anything enduring. You've gotten a few trinkets here and there, something for the meantime, but nothing that you could really sink your teeth into and nothing that you could pass to your children. Not that's any good. You busy passing trauma and dysfunction to your children. How is that generation? That's the generational wealth you passing down. Trauma and dysfunction, bitterness and hatred. So what I need everyone to do is sound off in the comment section. Do you agree that Black women will believe anything for the reasons that I gave today? I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey, guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.